Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. It is George here from Coffee Break with George. If you haven't seen the show before, let me tell you a little bit about it. It is a daily news story for you YouTube generation. Little chunks of nuggets of news that you can consume on your newsfeed in George's fantastic style. But first up today, an unbelievable this story is. Former US President Donald Trump has done his first tweet on X since he was banned. And he surrendered in Georgia on charges of plotting to overturn the state 2022 election result and being arrested. In an unpredicted arrest, Mr. Trump's mugshot has been released, the first ever of a former US president. He was required to pay $200,000 bail bond to be released from the Atlanta jail while he awaits his trial. Mr. Trump expressed his outrage, calling the case a travesty of justice. In a tweet on his newly established platform X, he shared his website address and the mugshot along with the caption, "Election interference, never surrender." This move places among a notable list of public figures, including Frank Sinatra, Al Capone, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who have all been arrested booking photos. I think also, what's that singer that's been done while most of them have been arrested? Mr. Trump argues that these charges are politically motivated due to his prominent position in the Republican race, aiming to challenge President Joe Biden, a Democrat, in this up-and-coming presidential election. On Thursday, Mr. Trump made the journey from New Jersey to Georgia via his private jet. He arrived at Fulton County Jail facing charges of meddling in Georgia's election results following his narrow loss to President Biden. You should see the mugshot. I'll stick it up there. He looks fierce. Among the 13 charges of racketeering, soliciting public officing, conspiring to impersonate a public officer, forgery, and making false statements, Mr. Trump categorically denies all counts. Half of his co-defendants, including former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani and former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, have already been booked at Fulton County Jail. Harrison Floyd, leader of Black Voices for Trump, remains in custody without bail. So the only black person doesn't get bail. A judge granted a speedy trial request for attorney Kenneth Chisbaro, setting the case to begin on October 23rd. In an unexpected move, Mr. Trump replaced his lead defense lawyer just before surrendering. I hope he's got that lawyer that did Johnny Depp's trial. That will be boomers. One condition of Mr. Trump's bail release is refraining from comments that might intimidate witnesses or co-defendants, both on social media and otherwise. That's going to be really hard for Mr. Trump now he's got his Twitter account back and running. As the high-stakes legal battle unfolds, all eyes are on Georgia. We will continue closely to follow this unprecedented case, bringing you the latest updates as they develop. Next, we're diving into a concerning revelation that might make you reconsider your choice of eco-friendly straws. Really confusing me, eco-friendly straws, but I like the plastic ones. We haven't done away with plastic whatsoever, but for some reason, we can't use plastic straws. Crazy. It turns out that those seemingly harmless paper straws held as the eco-friendly alternative to plastic might not be as innocent as they appear. A groundbreaking European study has revealed that the paper straws, along with their bamboo counterparts, contain potentially toxic chemicals. Poly and polyphenolic substances, or PFAS for short, that's all I'm going to say because I can't pronounce it, are long-lasting and can pose risks to human health and the environment. This study has found that the majority of paper and bamboo straw tested containing these potentially harmful substances. Now, paper straws have been promoted as a more sustainable option, especially after the UK's ban on plastic straws in 2020. However, this study has ignited concerns of the presence of PFAS in these so-called eco-friendly alternatives. The European study examined straws made from various materials used in shops and fast food restaurants. Shockingly, 18 out of 20, that's 95%, brands of paper straws shows its traces of PFAS. While the research didn't explore whether these chemicals seep into beverages, it is still a concerning discovery. Now, if the straws have this chemical on and you're putting it in a drink, I think it will seep into the drink. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to find that out. Maybe a straw scientist would. PFAS has been associated with an array of health problems, from lower vaccine response and birth weight to thyroid and liver issues. The chemicals even carry a potential risk of increased cholesterol levels, kidney cancer and testicular cancer. So, to not use plastic straws, we might be giving ourselves cancer. Dr. Themo Broffen, a researcher from the University of Antwerp, highlighted the importance of the findings. He suggested considering steel straws as a safer alternative and even advised reducing straw use altogether. The presence of PFAS in paper straws is attributed to their water-repellent coating. It's a reminder that while the intent behind using sustainable materials is noble, we must consider all aspects of the production. If you are trying to make something for the cheapest amount possible, you're going to cut some corners and you're going to put some chemicals on that are going to not make them turn squashy and squishy. So next time you sip your drink through a paper straw, remember that the environment journey involves careful consideration of materials, processes, and the potential consequences. We'll continue to follow the developments closely here at Coffee Break with George. I am George, signing off from the news desk. This is Coffee Break with George. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to ask me any questions or don't agree with anything that I've said, comment below. I will respond to every single comment. And if you absolutely can do so, hit the subscribe button. Every one of you can do so. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. It's not like you can't do it. You can do it. You just have to go ping, and then that's it. You've hit the subscribe button, and you can hit the bell to be notified as well. That's it, guys. This is Coffee Break with Georgie. Bye.